observations is going to be 2519 minus 2 is 2517. Okay, and the number below that 5% value at risk, I take 2517 and multiply that times 5%. So this is going to be equal H20 times 0.05. So I'm going to round that off to 126. So there's 126 observations that are the lowest, in the lowest 5 percentile. Okay, so you've got 2 that are occupied by labels. So we start at 3, and then we add 126 to that. So that's going to be we add 126 to 2 plus 126 be 128. So we need to go down to row number 128. And here we've got negative 0.0587. I'm going to copy that. Put that right here. I'm going to change the format to percentage with 2 decimals. So this will give us, this will be the 5% value at risk. That's basically this number right here, but not 50%, it's 5-point-something%. And that shows you, you've got 5% of the observations are worse than that negative 5.90. That's what value of risk is. And now we can do the 1% value at risk. Okay, well, I need to get the number first of all. The number of observations below the 1% value at risk. Okay, so I take 2517, so that's H20 times 0.01 gives me 25. I'm going to round that off to 25. So I've got, up here I've got two rows of that number, so 25 plus 2 is 27. So it puts me right here.
So that number below is just the column or the row you're finding.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, and I'll change that to percentage. Okay, so that gives me the 1% value at risk is a negative 11.8. And of course, the 1% value at risk is always going to be lower than the 5% value at risk. So that shows you what kind of bad return you're going to have 1% of the time. Okay. Any questions on that? Need to do, okay, that's value at risk. Okay, next thing, I'll get started on this diversification part. Okay, first thing, you've got your annual continuously compounded returns for, you can do it from 2006 through 2015. The next thing I want you to do is to look at the spreadsheet that's up there on D2L. It's labeled Bond for Stock Analysis Fall 2016. And I've got it right here. Okay, what this is, these are the holding period returns on what was originally a 30-year Treasury bond. It was issued in the year 2021. It will mature it was issued in the year 1991. It will mature in August 2001. It pays an 8.125% coupon. Of course, nowadays, you will not find any treasury bond, any treasury bonds that were issued in the last, well, really 20 years that would have an interest rate that high. So this gives you an idea how much higher interest rates used to be. The federal government's paying basically 8 1/8% coupon. Okay, so what I did is I went back and I went ahead and got the prices for you. These are the ask prices that, for each of the last day of trading for each year. Okay, then I computed the arithmetic holding period, computed the continuously compounded holding period return for each year. So here's what I did. I took I took the ending price, C7, that's the ask price as the last day of trading in 2006. And then I added the coupon payment. I'm kind of making the assumption that the coupon payment was received at the end of the year, which isn't completely realistic, but it'll do for our purposes. So if we assume that we have a $100 face value bond, if you got 8.125% coupon, that means you've got a coupon payment of $8.125. So I take the ask price at the end of that period, that 133.406, that's in cell C7 plus 8.125, and then I divide that by the beginning price, the price we would have paid for it if we had bought it on December 30th, 2005, 138.9375. That gives me the holding period return for 2006, which was 1.85%. You can see the price of that bond dropped quite a bit. It was partially overcome by the coupon payment. Okay, then we got every one of these. These are the continuously compounded holding period returns for each year going through 2015. And now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to compute the annual correlation between my stocks return and the returns provided for the treasury bond I gave you. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my stocks return. I only did it for 2 years, for 2006 and 2007. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy these two. Take them over to this other workbook, or you could do, what you probably want to do is combine everything into one workbook, have separate worksheets. Okay, so this is going to be the stocks continuously compounded holding period return for 2006, 2007. I'm going to do pay special values and number formats like that. Okay, so that gives me, this will be the U.S. Steel holding period return. Okay, I haven't gone through and computed the holding period returns for U.S. Steel for the other ones. So in order to illustrate what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make some up. I'm not saying for you to make some up. You need to go ahead and compute them, but I'm just going to make some up just to have some numbers there we can use. So here I got, I'm going to say 4%, 12%, 19%, negative 3%, minus mine. Negative 14%, 20%, 0.001, 0.17. Okay, and I'll format those as percentage. Okay, so let's just say Those are our holding period returns for US Steel. Okay, so now, first thing it asks is the correlation between the stock's return and the returns for the treasury bond. Okay, so correlation X US Steel and treasury bond returns. Because what you're going to do, you want to make a portfolio of the two. So this will be from, and I'm going to specify annual correlation. You want to make a portfolio of the two securities. So first thing you want to do is look at the correlation between the two. And I'm going to say this is going to be from 2006, 2015. Okay, so I'm going to do equals CORREL to get the correlation. You can use the Excel function for the, and you just put the two arrays in there of the return. So for the stock, it'll be from E7 to E16. Oops. And for the bond, it'll be D7 to D16. So that'll give me the correlation between those two series, 0.07. And I'm not going to make that percentage. Remember, correlations, you could, but it's usually the convention is just to have it as a number, not a percentage. And you know the correlation runs from -1 to 1. So if you have two securities that have a correlation of 0.07, what does that tell you? Any idea? Does it think they'd be a good, useful and diversifying and hedging each other? Yeah. Actually, any two that have a correlation that is significantly below 1. You know, if it's 1, obviously it's of no use in hedging. If it's just a little bit below 1, probably not either. Like if it's 0.98, that would be useful. But if it's like something like 0.5, that's of some use. 0 is even better. Negative is even better than that. So if that were like -0.5, that'd be even better. Because we're running out of time. We have to stop there. I'll do some more on this.
Can you upload that?
Yes, I'm going to put both of these up on D2L.